Hey guys, hey guys, it is Ty and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. It is Sunday, June 12th. It is 10:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today is Sunday, June 12th. So with that being said, I'm sorry guys, it's 10:11 p.m. So it's going up there 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So of course I am running maybe like 10 to 15 minutes late, you guys. But I just hope everyone has been enjoying their Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are right now, or your weekend. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get situated in the next minute and let people join in at the chat. And if you are here, I just want to say thank you so much. I hope, like I said, you guys are enjoying your weekend. If you feel free to comment where you're at right now, what you did this weekend, and how you guys have been. It's been, I think, 2 weeks, or it's been some time since I've last been live. Also, for those of you who are returning and being patient, make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram and Twitter, you guys. I have an announcement that I'm going to be making in today's video, and I'm going to wait, give this 1 minute, and I'm just going to go straight into the video. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much. For those of you who are returning, hopefully the lighting is okay. I tried to set up my camera differently. I may have to turn on my other light. But yes, you guys, I'm not going to be on here all night because I don't have to be on here all night. Something that I've learned as I am growing and learning about myself is just like getting to the point. And something that has helped me along my journey when it comes to getting to the point is figuring out what the point is, like direction. So just a suggestion, when you're trying to form a sense of direction or understanding about yourself or something, take your time. Okay, so that being said, okay, so it's some people in and out of the chat. I'm gonna set my timer so I am aware of this video. So yes, welcome and welcome back, you guys. I hope you guys are, like I said, enjoying your day, your evening. It's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do want to start off by saying that when it comes to being punctual in real life, just how I take everything that I do in my life seriously, I want to continue to do that with this and YouTube and just everywhere in life. So let me just let Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram and Twitter. In this video, I'm going to be announcing something that I've been waiting on to announce because it makes sense. And if you are already or following me on Instagram and Twitter, thank you guys so much. I'm going to be a lot more active there, and I'm just going to make the announcement now. You guys, I will be taking my pages off of private. So for those of you who are returning, thank you so much. For those of you who are new and may not understand why I have my pages on private, something that I'm learning about myself and as I am growing as a person is just accepting myself and my awareness. And the reason why I used to have my page on private, one was because like I was not aware, I was not sure of my intentions for my channel as well as myself and the privacy that I had when starting the channel, and just understanding myself is just a form of protection. But something that I've learned and accept about myself is that I'm growing, and that as I grow, I'm learning to accept that. And when it comes to growing and learning to be comfortable, the privacy of yourself is, it could be limited or unlimited. And when it comes to this channel, when it comes to the attention that I have for you all, keeping it private is not going to help me or you all. So something that I've learned from my subscribers, my experiences, and myself is to just embrace, my intentions as well as you all, and that the people that are aligned and aligning themselves, so our genuine subscribers, so the people that are going to be following this channel as well as what we do, what I do, and themselves will understand that. And anything else and anything that is not for it is just not for it. So that being said, that comes to why I'm making this video. And yeah, Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to make sure because this is a wig. You guys know I be wearing wigs. This is a wig, okay? I'm just trying to make sure that it's on. And you guys can see right here. Here's the lace because you guys know one thing about me, like authentic in real life. So I come on here with a wig, come on here with no makeup because that's who I really am in real life. And with that being said, being authentic to myself and my channel is just learning to accept that and embrace that. So I just wanted to come on here, let you guys know that I'm taking my pages off of private. There are some other things that I am going to be working on and have been working on. So like just like I said, the type of content, the type of quality, and being patient with myself. So for those of you who are like coming across this page and it's your first time here, I just want to start off by saying that um, it just took me a while to understand the intention and direction that I wanted for this channel. So if you are coming across, if you are interested in, healing yourself, that one, it's a process. I'm not here to force people how to feel or to believe, and that it is a choice. So with that being said, for the people who have already been stuck with me and subscribe, something that I've had to learn is that this is not just me coming on here and talking just for the health of it or for the fun of it. Now, of course, it's not to say that I'm not a genuine person and I can't just, have conversations, but I have to be very more intentional and specific. So, with that being said, anybody who chooses to come across here, I want you to know that, of course, it is a choice, but know your intentions. And that's something that I'm going to be doing. Like, I don't moving forward, if I don't know my intentions with what it is with an individual, a person, or place, I'm not going to have any intentions or no business resonating or going up my way to align myself with. And that's something I suggest and advise. So if you do not know your intentions when you're coming across this page or what you want for yourself, I just suggest and advise you continue to work on yourself because me personally, something that I've had to learn about myself before I could be of service to other people is having my intentions clear. And my intentions, I have always been clear. I've always been secure in myself. It's just understanding my intentions for others and, how I want to handle things. So with that being said, anyone, like I said, who is here and you're actually here to learn and apply the information, we're going to be very intentional. Not saying that we have not already been intentional, but when it comes to being intentional, like the intent is it's not knowing what it is, what you need to do. I feel like it's more so how you go about handling situations. So, like when people have problems, and this is why on this channel I take my time with the information that I give and I suggest some advice, and I also have to make sure that it's resonating with me because when people have situations and problems, it's not the problem in the situation that I feel like causes the anxiety or the depression or the suicidal thoughts or not being comfortable or secure. It's how it's making us feel. So, like, you get into a car accident. So, like I said, the car accident or something bad happens to you, you experience some form of trauma. It's not the actual like experience because unfortunately in life, everything is an experience. It's how you feel in that experience because in the moment, which is temporary, the past, the present, the future, is all aligned and connected. So this year in this month, something that, like I said, I'm just acknowledging is just knowing your intentions. And with that being said, if you're not sure of your intentions when it comes to a people, place, or a thing, taking the time to remove yourself and work on that because something that I've realized as I've been getting myself together for this summer for you guys to turn it up because it's time to turn it up. Like, I don't just talk for my help, I don't just say and do things just because I feel like speaking, but with direction and purpose being intentional and taking that time to myself to realize like what are my intentions. Like it's not to say that you can't do things with purpose, but if you want something to work for you and you want something to be, let's just say, successful or to feel accomplished or to feel like of substance, you have to one be able to understand and also apply yourself. Like it takes time to understand situation and it also takes a lot more time to apply yourself. So for example, I have been experiencing relationships, whether they were personal, financial, intimately, any form of relationships through people, and I like to pay attention to the relationships I have with people, whether they're for 30 seconds, 30 years, or 30 minutes, because you're able to learn from that. And as I've been learning this year and just throughout life, I've realized with people is that one, people that you come across with everyone in your life, good or bad, can be good or bad. And when you meet people that could be good or bad, and the experience that you have with your life from trauma, traumatic events, good events, bad events, it's about how you choose to feel in your perspective. So, with that being said, you guys, I'm looking at the time and I'm looking at my list. I'm going over things because, like, I'm just getting to the point. And something too, when it comes to getting with the point, your point is for you to be made. Like, when I make my videos and I'm learning more to be patient with myself, I don't have to, force what I'm trying to say. I don't have to think about what I'm saying because when it comes to aligning yourself in something that I've had to realize when it comes to actually growing, like growing in a sense of completeness, like being stable, is that it takes your entire it's going to take your entire body and your entire actions to have something actually happen. So I'm sorry, you guys. I have all this stuff popping up on my computer. Give me one second. I don't know what this is. This says details. Okay. Exit tag. Oh, what just happened? But anyways. Yeah. So something I've had to realize, for example, for those of you who have your license or have driven a car, in order for your car to move, one, the car has to have like gas physically inside. Someone has to be inside of the car. You have to have what is it called? Your keys to turn on your car, so then the ignition. So basically, in order for a car to move, the driver has to move the car. Like that's the purpose of the driver, like a car, and this is something that I've had to accept and realize with everyone, is that everyone's awareness is not the same. So once people, if they choose to accept that titles and labels are just that, people can understand the value. So in order for a car to move, a driver, someone physically has to be inside of the car. Like your car is not going to move if there's no one putting the foot on the accelerator for the car to move forward. And once you learn that it takes you, like everything in you, like from your head to your feet to your eyes to your nose to move forward or to drive a car, you will realize that you can only do so much with yourself, and that in order for you to learn how to drive, in order for you to move forward, you have to know head to toe like how your body operates in order for you to physically push a car and drive a car. That's like shout out to the women who give life, like to all the divine feminines who are stepping up right now. In order for us to give life, we have to push out the baby. Like it takes time. And that's the same thing with life. In order for a child to be born, it has to grow. Like in order for it to go from 1 month to a 1 year old, everything in life, you guys, takes time, is what I'm really just trying to get you guys to understand. Taking your time, being patient. Like something that I've realized is that I'm very patient. And when I communicate, I take my time. Does that sometimes bore people? Does that sometimes throw people off? Sometimes are people's attention spans not there? Yes, but for those of you who are here, which are only going to be the people who choose to be here, because the energy that I'm going to continue to give is going to be intentional, like I've been doing, but I'm making it very specific because there is a dotted line. I've signed the signature. It's not in blood, but I've made the signature, you guys. So that being said, anyone who chooses to come across this channel, your intentions need to be aligned with your spirit, because my intentions are aligned with my spirit, and that takes time. Like the things that I'm talking about, for the people who need to hear it, it's going to resonate with. If these videos don't resonate with you, if what I'm saying is not of your interest, you have to realize your intentions. And you have to realize that everyone is not going to be aligned with you in life. Like as I'm moving forward, I'm making it very clear to the people who come across this channel, because it's not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. And I've already accepted that. I tell you guys that all the time in these videos. But for the people who are coming across here, and even if you're just coming across here to watch 1 or 2 videos and to continue your life, like being intentional and taking your time and accepting that it's your life, You can be as intentional, you can be as specific, and the more patient you can be with yourself, the more you're able to understand the direction. And that's why, like, something I've realized, I give analogies once again. If people are listening to understand what I'm saying, 90% of the time, and this is not of ego, and this is something I want to talk about separately, the information I'm giving is to guide. And the people who are aware of that, they watch. You all watch. And the people who are aware and they just watch, they know that too. It doesn't matter why you're here watching at the end of the day. Like, of course, I am a real person. I have feelings as well. I can state from my opinion how I choose to feel, but I've realized for the people that it's meant for, me stating my opinion and me being personal or specific is not going to do anything. So I'm just disclaimer for those of you who are new, for those of you who are just stopping by. The first thing that I've said in this video as I'm making this video live is to know your intentions before you do anything. Know your intentions when it comes to the people that you're having relationships with. Know your intentions when it comes to forming relationships. Knowing your intentions when it comes to figuring out what you want to wear. Knowing your intentions when it comes to figuring out what you want to eat. And if you're not sure of that, this is why now, just as equal as you all, as myself, I'm taking the time to do that. Like, as I'm learning about myself and as I'm allowing this channel to grow, I've realized that patience is really important. Like, it's really important to be patient with yourself as well as other people, because shout out to my neighbor, Miss Lisa, something that she's brought to my attention is that the more calm you are, the more you're able to be still, the more you're not able to like flex, the more you're not able to be triggered, the more you're able to naturally respond. Something I've had to realize about myself is that my natural response and me responding are two different things. A natural response, for example, is doing it with ease. So shout out to Mike Tyson. He is a professional boxer and just an activist. He's a lot of things if you guys don't know who Mike Tyson is. But basically, recently, in his interviews, as he's grown to be into a grown man, mature, he's realized and has stated that when you do things with ease and like effortlessly and it flows, you don't have to worry necessarily about the results or the outcome, because when you're gracefully taking your time or gradually doing something, everything naturally will what's like unravel or reveal itself. And that's something too that I am, learning about myself and others and my surroundings. And that's what I want for you all. Like, if I am effortlessly learning to, reveal my intentions and be specific and heal anybody, like I said, intentionally, who's meant to be aligned with me in this channel, is going to follow. Because another thing about ourselves, when you work on yourself and you are actually who you are, is you get a reflection of that. And that's something too, you guys, I've had to work on and I'm working on, and I want it to be clear. Like, this energy that I have, you guys, it's a lot. It's not just me pretending to be a magical Tinkerbell and, let me just get my magic wand and my pixie dust and it's glitters and rainbows. Like, in order for me to have this type of light, I have to be dark, you guys. Like, and that's something about me. Like, I'm very honest and I'm learning to be very intentional. And the more you can be intentional with yourself and your feelings, the less you have to worry or figure out what it is that you want. Like, when it comes to knowing what you want and what you need, the more you are able to realize yourself, you can understand your needs and your wants. So, like, this month, you guys, I'm gonna take some water really quickly and just say that this month is gonna be something. How we end off this month is gonna be something beautiful. And I know I'm not one to like rush into things or like put things on like a timeline or a time date, but I'm being intentional. And me being intentional, saying that this month is going to end a certain way, is because I'm setting the intention. And in this video, and for the rest of this year, like being so specific to the point that your intentions are who you are. Like when it comes to, sorry guys, I'm just looking at something on my phone. When it comes to you embracing yourself and just, being at a point of acceptance in your life, how you choose to handle it, of course, is going to be on you. Like how you choose to, apply the information and what you're going through and how it's making you feel also is going to be, your reality. And if you're trying to heal yourself or you want to heal yourself, you know that there's no rush. Like I'm just very like grateful that this year is happening and revealing itself the way that it is. I'm grateful that I'm able to experience good and bad with myself. I'm grateful that I'm able to learn from my past, be in the present moment, and create my future. And I'm also grateful that I'm taking my time and I'm holding myself accountable and I'm actually healing myself, because when it comes to healing, I say this in my videos often, there's no right or wrong way to do so. And the more you can be honest and the more you pace yourself, the more you accept yourself, I genuinely do believe the more it's able to show. And when you're able to, see like differences, when you're able to see, little change, when you're able to see growth, like it affects you. And where I'm at right now in my life, I'm able to see the growth and it's affecting me in a way where not only am I learning to be even more grateful for my experiences, but just really, really like excited about it. Like I'm really excited for the rest of this month because I'm at the point in my life where I can say that I understand where I need to be and I understand where I want this channel to be and anybody who is coming across. And as I've stated in the beginning, I can no longer have my pages on private because it's not fair to you all. Like something that I'm learning about myself is how I do things and how it affects other people and vice versa. Now, of course, I tell you guys all the time to be comfortable with yourself and to embrace yourself, but when you are aware of who you are and you're comfortable with yourself and you know what you need to do, you know how it's going to affect other people. And if you are true to yourself and you are aligned with yourself and you love the way you love, you know that you don't and cannot do certain things and not think that you may not have any consequences or may not affect you in a certain way. Now, of course, the accountability and responsibility is going to be up to you because there are people in life who get to do certain things and wear certain things and feel certain things. But something I want to bring to you all's attention is that you don't want to look at other people's lives and what they're doing and what's working for them and what's not. Like if you're going to look at someone's life or to compare it or have that mentality, it's to better yourself or see how you can learn from what it is that you feel like you're not doing. Because when it comes to people and just listening to them speak, understanding people and understanding yourself, once again, it's an option. And everything I'm saying, is for the people that choose to hear it and choose to apply it. Like something about me and something that I just want people to know and I've accepted is that people do not have to listen to what you have to say. Like I've learned that a long time ago. Like everyone is not always going to want to listen to what you have to say. Everyone's not going to want to agree with what you want to have to say. And if I personally want to suggest, no, if you can accept that and you can accept yourself, you can realize that the people that you're meant to speak to are gonna listen. Like me making these videos, the people that are coming in and out the chat, the people, like I said, I specifically and strategically only want, like, shout out to Deandre Brown, if you guys are familiar with him. I only want the elites. I only want the best because that's who I am. And I'm the best, you guys. I'm the best. You're the best. If I'm the best, My circle, my friends, anyone who supports me, we're the best. Deandre Brown, if you guys follow him, he is a young gentleman. He's a young African American male in his 20s. He just became verified on TikTok, and he's the elite. If you guys know, if you don't know, shout out to him. I got to see if he has an Instagram and YouTube, but he's right. When you are of quality, when you are of self, you want everything else around you to be like that. And my intentions for this channel and anyone I come across, it has to resonate. If not, we're not aligned. And that's okay. Like the people I'm meant to speak to are going to understand where I'm coming from. And that's another thing. Like the more you can be patient with yourself, the more you can accept yourself. And that's how you figure out your direction. That's how you figure out your purpose. Like you don't have to rush your purpose because you cannot rush life. Like everything in life is going to happen the way that it's supposed to happen because that's what life is. One thing I personally just, want to suggest and advise as I'm making this video, like I said, being intentional is really applying yourself. Like it's one thing to learn information, to hear information, to be guided information and not actually do something about it. And I'm not just saying that for you all. That's something I am now realizing about myself. And this is why I'm now making this video because applying information and knowing information are two different things. That applied knowledge, you guys, that is what is called wisdom. Like anybody could be knowledgeable. What makes people wise to me, as far as perspective, what I feel like most people could agree with, is how they choose to apply the knowledge. Like you could tell somebody, you could train somebody, you could teach somebody something, and they know the information in the back of their head, versus you applying, you teaching, and you educating somebody, and they took that information and it, stuck with them, and they actually did something about it. You'll get a different result. That's why, for me, something I've had to realize, you guys, is that when people don't listen to you, don't get upset. Like me, everything I'm saying right now is intentional. So, because, for example, I am a leader, I create an inventor, a magician, I create paths for people to walk on. I'm taking steps and building a path. People don't realize that I'm building a path, a walkway. They're just walking. And in order for you to realize that, you have to come to a sense of awareness and accept that. When people do not listen to you, do not be upset. When people do not understand you, do not be upset. When people are not willing to apply information, do not be upset. Something I've had to, like I said, realize is that the people that I've associated myself with in my past were meant to just be in my past. The people that are in my present are going to be in my present. The people that are going to be in my future, they're already where they need to be. And because the past, the present, and future is now, it is up to you. It's up to you being intentional, like applying the knowledge. Like it is really important that we apply the knowledge. So me being specific, me being intentional, once again, I've took my time because I'm I'm doing something intentionally. For those of you who are aware, for those of you who are aware, you're aware. And something that I've realized and what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow is breaking it down. So I'm checking the timer, you guys. I'm gonna get this 5 to 10 more minutes because I am almost done with everything I needed to say. So that being said, for those of you, like I said, who are ready, you guys, I'm the type of person, I love to laugh. So like I'm very goofy in real life. I like to laugh. So like I am internally laughing inside. Like I am screaming, I'm shouting, I think it's rejoicing. Is that a word? Rejoice. Let me see what that word means. I just want to make sure. I think I'm rejoicing, you guys. I'm very excited. Let's see. Rejoice.
Joyce. Joyce.
It just says Joyce. I need the word rejoice.
Joyce.
Okay, rejoice. It says to feel, to be delighted. He rejoiced in her spontaneity direction. So happiness, joy, to love. So yes, I am rejoicing, you guys. And another thing, I'm gonna say this, you guys. When you are intentional, when you are intentional, I can feel it come through spirit. When you are intentional, you are accurate. Okay? Accuracy is based off of intention. A lot of people don't understand that though. A lot of people don't process that in order for something to be accurate, it has to be correct. In order for something to be correct, it has to be complete. In order for something to be complete, it had to be uncompleted. In order for you to complete something, you have to be incomplete. A lot of people want completion, a lot of people want results, a lot of people don't understand that you cannot be healed if you're not unhealed. You cannot be of light, of service, if you are not suffering or have suffered. I cannot have been this amazing light without being in the dark or the darkness. Okay. So, with that being said, we're going to continue this month being intentional, like we've have been being intentional, but something that I'm going to do because now that I know how intentional that I need to be, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be a lot more patient because if you guys are listening to what I'm saying and have been in the beginning of the video, the more patient you are, the more intentional you are. The more intentional you are, the more accurate you can be. And if you are trying to move forward, if you want a sense of direction, you need directions. You cannot go in a direction if you don't have direction. And I know you're like, what does that mean? You cannot have a sense of direction if you don't know where you're going. A lot of people want to get in a car and go somewhere and don't have any form of direction, like a GPS. It's not to say that, for example, they want to go to McDonald's. Let's just say you and your friends want to go to McDonald's. You have a car, but nobody knows how to get to McDonald's. It's not to say that there isn't a McDonald's that's down the street or 5 blocks away from you, but if you have a car, you want McDonald's and you don't know how you're going to get there, just because you have a car doesn't mean that you're going to be able to have that privilege. And that's what people, who are coming across this channel, I want you guys to understand that everything in life is a privilege. A lot of us, including myself, used to have a sense of entitlement, which goes back to our egos, which is not bad or good. It's however you choose to interpret it. But the balance of it and being honest about it. Like a lot of people don't want to be honest about their intentions or their ego. Me personally, for those of you who are aware, you're aware. And that's all I'm going to say to it. And I'm going to end this video in 8 minutes and set this video at that. So for those of you who are aware, the rest of you guys who are not aware, I am going to continue to be intentional. But with me being intentional, the first step is taking the pages off private. For those of you who are aligned, congratulations. For those of you who are beginning, I'm going to continue to be patient with you because everybody who's coming across this channel, anybody who's going to come across these videos is going to be, one, not only on their time, but two, when it needs to be. I just want everyone to know to not be attached to themselves or their healing. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon to Bryson Jackson. It says hi, Ty, or Ty hi in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead. You guys, I'm trying to mention people. I've been trying to mention people on Instagram. I've been trying to mention people on YouTube. I don't know why it won't let me mention you. So if I say hello and it doesn't mention you, okay. Now it's popping up. Hello, how are you? How are you? But yes, you guys, with that being said, everyone is going to be on a different journey. And that's another thing that I'm starting to realize is that everyone's healing journey is wherever they're coming from. And me being the magician, you guys, that's another thing I'm going to start telling you guys a little bit more about myself. I'm a magician, for those of you who don't know. And me saying that I'm a magician is for however you choose to interpret it. Now, if you guys want to look up the word magician, you can. But for those of you who may not know, I'm going to read it really quickly and I'm going to end this video. But with that being said, me showing up as a magician, I'm here to give magical tricks and tips to the collective. If you all choose to take these tips and tricks, you know that is for you. But for those of you who are just curious, I just want everyone to know that if you too want to become a magician when it comes to life and having the control to do so, you have to take your time. Don't compare yourself and accept the fact that your healing journey is not going to be the same as my healing journey or Bryson Jackson. So, Bryson Jackson, because that's the person in the chat right now who says something, knowing that when you come on here or when you're healing yourself, one, you want to be very intentional and you have to accept that what you've gone through in life, nobody else has gone through in life. Like me, nobody has gone through exactly what I've gone through in life. Nobody has gone through what Bryson Jackson has gone through in life. So when it comes to healing ourselves and healing ourselves in our situations, we have to accept that. Like, to be very honest, here's a magic trick for a lot of you all. Like, when it comes to healing yourself, one of the simplest ways, because to raise your vibration, because this is what we're going to be doing for this month and this year, because now that I have permission to do so, you have to accept it. Like, the only reason why I will consider myself a fairy or a magician is because of what I've accepted about myself. One, love the look. And two, how is your day? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My day is going very well. It's actually ending because it is 10:48 p.m. How about you? And thank you. But just keep that in mind, you guys. I'm going to try to let my inner child express himself this summer. And that's another thing. So, disclaimer, anybody who supports me, you guys, I'm very in real life protected. If you know, you know. So, that being said, we're not here to judge people. So, if people are vulnerable enough to express themselves or say anything personal, because you guys know eventually my whole hand is going to be revealed. Not because I am easy or a target, but because I'm the magician, okay? Real magicians can show their hands because they know who they are. So with that being said, if we express ourselves, anyone in the chat, first of all, I want everyone to know this is a safe place and that anybody who chooses to disrespect anybody who's being vulnerable, you will be getting blocked. Blocked. You all, like I said, I have this light. Okay. It took me a long time to get to this light, but I want everyone to know if there's light, there is dark. We're not going to get on my dark side. We're not going to expose our dark sides because all the demons, they're being rebuked. Okay. So I'm letting you all know now. Anyone who chooses to sit here and come across, because this is the type of time we're on. So if we express ourselves and we're being vulnerable, because we're real people. I'm a real person. Like I said, don't let this internet fool you, you guys. I know there are a lot of people, and that's something too. I'm going to be talking about as this year, like I said, reveals itself. The internet, once again, is the title. We're going to be realistic with ourselves. We're going to be comfortable with ourselves, but we're not doing the bull crap. Okay, you guys? We're not doing gossiping. We're not anything from our past. We're not doing it. If I am going to be responsible and be mature enough as a young lady, and for you all, it's a certain image that I have for the audience I want for myself, not because want to be a stuck up, bougie celebrity. No, no, no. It's just because, like I said, it's a reflection. And this is something that is very serious. Like my life is serious. Bryson Jackson mental health is serious. I don't know what Bryson Jackson is going through in real life. You all don't really know what I'm going through in real life. So because this is real, this is not a joke. Hey you guys, this is a supernatural world. It's about time that, we take things seriously. So just keep that in mind. If not, you will be blocked. And because I am being calm and am choosing to be patient, I will calmly block you. We're not arguing, we're not cursing people out. If people have heavier demons, if people have heavier, darker lights, I do just ask, be mindful. Like something that I've had to realize about myself is that I used to hang around people who were comfortable with talking badly about other people, like comfortably. And I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm extremely guilty because I, just like I said, just as equally was dark and I engaged. So something I've realized as a young lady, and actions show I don't have to talk about what I'm doing. I'm not tolerating it. So when it comes to your inner child, taking your time, because a lot of people don't like to, accept their demons or accept their darkness. And I am the magician, so I'm telling you guys this with love. It's going to take some time to do so. And I'm glad that you are able to express yourself in that as an African American, because you guys, it's a lot of things that we're going to be talking about, but it's okay because, to be honest, something I've had to realize is that you don't have to tell the truth. The truth is the truth. You only have to tell a lie. Like, that's how you know when someone is lying. Like, it is so simple. So simple. What I just said, so simple. But for those of you who may not understand the simplicity and how I think, I'm going to say it again. Like, if you want to know if someone's lying, you just have to watch. You have to listen. Like, a liar does not have to say that they are a liar, and a person who is telling the truth does not have to tell you that they are telling the truth. So, Bryson Jackson, take your time. Know that, for example, another disclaimer, because like I said, I'm not here for the bull s, and I'm in my bag. For those of you who don't know, your girl, I'm back, you guys. You guys have not seen me. You guys do not know me. I know me, but I'm back. So with that being said, for everyone in the African American community, disclaimer, let's make this clear. There is no such thing as race. But unfortunately, in the physical world, or excuse me, in the supernatural world, which is the real world that we live in, Earth, there is no such thing as race. There are species. Now, there are species like human beings, there are animals, and then we have other species like mermaids. Okay, I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to get into that. But in the physical world where we live in man, so like the physical body, as you see me speaking in this camera, there is considered to be race, which is a form of illusion. So, for all the African Americans who already know that, there's no such thing as race. But for us who are living in the physical world, like I said, some of you all are not even aware of what I just said. We're not going to sit here and allow that to affect us. I'm an African American woman in the physical world. I don't allow that to get to me. So anybody who is not considered to be a minority, there is no such thing as race. If you feel like you're going to be superior, if you feel like you're going to use your race against us, that's not going to happen. And because once again, the truth is the truth, that's all that's going to be revealed. Because it is unfortunately that we live in a physical world where race and African American men and women, or anybody who is considered to be a minority, is not able to express themselves because they think that they have to have a certain mentality when it comes to life because of projections and illusions. A lot of people are not aware of the supernatural world. A lot of people are not aware of the physical world. So, as Black women, as Black men, me being the divine feminine, if you know, you know, the original woman, original people on this earth, that's all I'm here to do. So, once again, for those of you who choose to be here, the truth is going to be revealed. And that's how I'm going to end this video. I'm going to say thank you to everyone who's joining. I'm going to end it in 5 minutes because I like to make things on a odd time. I don't know why. Like, I like odd numbers. You guys, I don't know. Like, I like it to be even, but I like to be odd. But if you guys understand, everything is equal to. So it's about balance. But I just want everyone to know that we're going to be patient. We are here to be honest. And fun fact, the word snitch is a word. It's not snitching when you're being honest and you're not allowing people to manipulate you and to abuse you. Don't ever feel bad about doing the right thing. Don't ever feel bad about telling the truth. One thing I've had to realize and one thing I've learned from people who were really genuine is that being an honest person and telling the truth is not something you should be afraid to do. And if you all are listening to me speak, that's the only intention I have right now is to tell the truth. So if you don't want to be honest, you don't want to accept honesty, you don't want to align yourself with it, I, this, and we are not for you. And with that being said, I don't have to change what I and we and what this is because I and we and this is not for everyone. Everyone's not going to be truthful to themselves. I've accepted that I only want the truth in my life. So if I only want the truth in my life, that means I have to be truthful to myself. That means anyone who's choosing to come across this channel, we have to be truthful regardless of how uncomfortable it is, regardless of how uneasy it is. Because if you can't accept the truth about what it is that you want, how are you going to accept the truth about yourself? You're not going to be able to heal yourself if you can't accept the fact that you need to heal yourself. And that takes time. So, like I said, allowing this place of vulnerability, allowing people to be honest, like if people say things and it's how they feel, expressing themselves. Like me personally, when it comes to speaking to people in the chat, you guys know I'm very honest, very patient. And one thing I'm working on is not allowing the judgment. So I just want everyone to know that this channel is going to grow because I'm growing. And that, of course, I'm not going to be responsible for everybody, but for those of you who are genuine, do not allow any distractions. I'm not allowing any distractions. So if you guys are really focusing on yourself and you're focusing on what it is, me just being a light to you, you're going to focus. Now is not the time to let any form of distractions because it is too much going on in the world right now. This is another reason why I've learned to be intentional with myself and with you all and what I'm doing and taking my pages off of private. It has to be done because that's the only way our channel is going to grow. In order for people to move, because what I'm doing is working. It's working. It's working. It takes a lot of work. Like I believe in Bryson Jackson. I believe in him. Not saying that he may believe in himself, but I believe in him. I believe in myself. The fact that Bryson Jackson exists, Bryson Jackson doesn't even know how much he means to me, how much I personally think about you all every single day, and I've never met you all in person. This is not a joke. It's not a joke. And because it's never been a joke, something I want to just say as this month continues and as this year continues is just to be patient. There's no need to rush your healing. And if we can learn to be acceptant of that and grateful, you will realize, like I've said already, you don't want to rush your life because you're going to a grave. And something I realized is that how I'm going to be communicating is going to be very specific. A lot of people used to think that I wasn't specific when I spoke. I realized that I try to be very calm and courtesy and very graceful. But fuck y'all. Okay, so no. But for real, like I'm gonna just say what needs to be said and how it needs to be said. Because I don't have the time to sit here and hold you all's hands. Like Eric Thomas, shout out to him. When you have somewhere to be, you gotta get there. So I just want everyone to know that we're buckling up our seatbelts. Like I said, of course, everyone's healing is going to be individual. And as this year grows, I'm working on individually working with people. But as a collective, the videos that I've been making were just for that. As I continue to work on myself and the quality, of course, I have a lot of things that I want to do. So it's just preparing ourselves. Same here. You've made a different perspective on things to become more open minded. And I just want to say thank you. Like, Something that I personally learned from myself is that everybody in the world matters. Everybody in the world, every single person matters. Now, everyone may not believe that about themselves. Everybody has a job to do. Some people are aware of their job and who they are in this life, and some people aren't. The people that are aware of who they are know that you need other people to get to where you need to be in life. You cannot do anything without another person. How do you think we're born? It takes two physical people to be intertwined to physically give life to another person. You need everybody in your life. If you go against people, you try to work against people, you're not going to get nowhere. But a lot of people sometimes they choose not to work with people and it makes it harder for them. I'm not making my life harder than what it already is or what has happened to me. So if I'm able to accept that, like I said, what I want for myself, it has to apply with the people around me. Like a lot of people do not understand. That's why a lot of people have a lot of internal conflict because they don't want to accept the fact that their pride and their ego gets the best of them. But eventually, I hate to break it to you, reality is going to hit you upside your head when you're not able to, embrace that. That's why I'm telling you all to be patient with yourself, to take your time. Like when it comes to you healing, you have to understand that your healing journey is for you, like how you choose to heal yourself. Nobody else gets to tell you how you get to heal. Like me just suggesting advising information, that's up for you to decide, okay, is this going to resonate with me? Is this working? And if it's not, and if you want to heal yourself a different way, applying yourself. But if you're not able to listen to understand, and this is another reason why I've learned to allow people to let them do what they need to, because you tell somebody something and they choose not to listen, that's for them. I don't get upset when people don't listen to me. I say what I need to say because, like I said, 90% of the time, and that could be my ego or not, I'm speaking for a reason. Now, of course, most people who are able to understand it, they listen. For those who are, like I said, too full of themselves to listen, it's not until the event happens or they're not, where they need to be or they're have no choice but to accept what happened to them and they have to either affect and allow what happened to them resonate with them or they choose to just feel how they feel. People know how they feel, like you know how you feel. It's a choice. And people every day choose to feel how they feel. So when it comes to like, perspective, take your time. But if you see that something's working for somebody and you want it to work for you, if you're not able to be patient with yourself or with them, not thinking or holding yourself to a standard that makes you feel some type of way, because that's why people self-sabotage themselves or feel insecure because people are not secure themselves. And when it comes to being secure yourself, you have to know that other people are going to help you become secure yourself. Like if you're not able to accept that other people in your life are going to help you or become a better version, like you have to learn from other people as much as you learn from yourself, you're not going to get nowhere. You're not going to be moving because that's the problem with people. Like that's something I had to like accept. Like I had a pride. I used to be a very prideful person. Like I used to be so prideful to the point instead of communicating on how I felt with people and fixing a relationship, I wouldn't say anything. And it wasn't until I was by myself when I pushed so many people away that I realized that I'm by myself and I don't want to create a barrier with people. I want people to be able to come into my life and I should, be comfortable enough for them to have that space. But if I'm pushing people away because I'm too prideful to listen to what they're telling me, or if I don't, accept how it makes me feel, you're gonna be alone. Like a lot of people don't realize that they are the reason why that they're alone. They are the reason why that they don't have any friends. They are the reason why they are facing the consequences of their actions. And like I said, if you listen to understand people, when people are giving you information, you could tell when it's beneficial. You could tell when it's something to go against you. Like the information that I give to people, it's not to destroy them. Like me personally, to be very honest, you guys, this is the dark side. If I wanted to destroy you, I wouldn't have to tell you. Somebody who that's like, for example, people that rob, kill, and steal, it doesn't matter if they are wearing a ski mask or if they just show up in their face. If somebody, like I said, the intention, that's the first thing I said. Know your intentions. When you are specific on what it is that you want or how you want something to happen, you're going to do any and everything you can to have that feeling or get whatever you need that you want from a person. And that's the same thing when it comes to yourself. So it's a choice. Like, if you could be patient with yourself, you don't have to stress. You don't have to worry. It's when you're not being patient with yourself. It's when you're comparing yourself. It's when you're not listening to people. It's when you're doing things that are not for you and you know. Like if you know, for example, certain people are not telling you information that's helping you, why are you choosing to surround? And I know that's easier said than done, but something I've realized is the energy. Like energy is heavy. Energy is you cannot deny energy. Like you cannot deny energy. That's why a lot of people try to hide their intentions or hide what they do. Like people say whatever they want to me. One thing about me, you guys, I want everyone to know right now, I am a magician. And I'm gonna keep saying that with my chest. Don't try no magic tricks on me, okay? Because it's gonna be denied or it's gonna be confirmed. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that being said, be real with yourself because when you try to sit here and play games with people, the only person you're fooling and the only person that's being played is yourself. Especially when people like magicians like me or just people who are aware of themselves, they're able to feel the energy. People are aware to feel your like there's so many people every single day specifically because they know people know I'm the magician too. And I know I'm a magician. Like I said, I don't sit here and tell people that. I'm saying that as a joke because I'm comfortable and I'm like very like expressing myself, but still, people are aware of that. People are aware of their energy. That's why people say stuff and then their energy it denies it. Like so many people are like, oh yeah, I'm this and I'm that. Your energy will speaks for itself. Energy will always speak for itself. So if you're not true to who you are, you're fooling yourself. And that's what I'm saying. Like, take some time to get to know yourself. You don't have to lie to yourself. Like, why would you want to lie to yourself? And that's something I've had to like trust and believe you guys. Everything that I'm saying to you all, I'm doing in real life. I'm not just coming on here just to say it because I'm not any less than or greater than anybody. Like, if you want to heal yourself, you're not going to heal yourself the way that I did because you didn't go through what I went through, but you can heal yourself from learning from perspective. You can learn from yourself as well as other people. That's why it's really important. I tell you guys to be mindful of what you surround yourself with, being mindful of what you're watching. Like, that's the reason why I have my pages on private because I'm aware of my intention. And a lot of people are too. Once again, it's not for them or for me for us to be aware of who I am and what this channel is about and what's about to happen, but for those who are meant to heal. And I'm at the point of my path for those you all that actually need to heal because I need to heal just as much as you all need to heal. Like if I don't heal, how are you guys gonna heal? If you don't heal, how am I gonna heal? Like I said, it's not about me. This world, unfortunately, it's not just talks with Ty. It's not just Bryson guidance. Of course, I'm pretty sure that would be nice, if we all, had our own planets for us to live on. But that's not how the world works. So until, we as magicians and superheroes of the world are able to create our realities, we have to accept where we are in the current one. And just because you are somewhere in life doesn't mean that you can't get anywhere. So I want you guys to know that healing is a choice. I want you guys to continue to work on your intentions, making sure you are practicing daily and just staying tuned. And now that I am taking my pages off of private, like I said, disclaimer, we will be taking things seriously. This is serious. Mental health is serious. People are really suicidal. People have a lot of demons. There are a lot of dark energies and amenities, like I said, in the physical world that a lot of people are not able to see. But you guys, I'm a magician. I'm here in the supernatural, here to expose that. So I just want everyone to know that if you're here, okay, I'm okay. Okay. I'm okay. You guys are going to be okay. If I continue to get my energy where it needs to be, I already know that everyone who's choosing to come across this channel, your energy is going to be aligned. So the fight, I want you guys to know the battles that you guys are fighting are temporary. This is why me personally, you guys, I've decided to show up. Like me personally, when it comes to the demons, when it comes to the dark energies, when it comes to I unfortunately, you guys, was made in that type of environment. So I know how to get through, okay? Everyone's life matters. So I have no choice, okay? Cuz I'm here right now. I'm going to help us, like I said, get to our next destination because what happens in life, it will be June 30th or how many days there are in June in 2 days. Today is what? June 12th? It's Sunday. There are only 30 days. So in 2 weeks, June will be over with, and then July, and then the summer, and then the next year. Everything that's happening in the world is specific, it's planned in order for you to be at the level of frequency of where I'm at and where you realize that the physical world is not something you want to be on and that you want to be aligned in the spiritual realm. You will accept that. But in order to accept that you are a spirit, you have to understand the physical world. A lot of people are not aware of the two. Everything that you're going through is for a reason. Nobody in the world, in the physical, in the physical, asks to be born. So what you're going through is a test. Everything in your life, I want you guys to know it's a test. Everything that is happening to us, like I said, a lot of people are not able to see it. A lot of people, they say in the 3D, I'm in the 5D. Okay, you guys. So right now I'm in the 5D, but physically I'm able to ground myself to the 3D and explain this to you all. Everything that's happening in our life is a test. You're either going to pass the test or you're going to keep having the same things happen to you in life. If you do not pass the test, you're going to stay where you are. And I know you're thinking, my feelings hurt. Life, you guys, is a lot more than what the world has made it to be. So, with that being said, like this world, everyone is strong. You're a lot stronger than what you feel. But if you can get through the test, if you can get through the things in the physical, your spirit will align. That's the only way you will be connected. That's the only way you'll be protected. That's the only way you're going to heal yourself. I had to go through a lot of things in the physical world in order for me to heal my spirit. But unfortunately for me, not unfortunate because this is something I signed up for in the physical, unfortunately. I'm aware of that. And because I'm aware of that, I want everyone to who's come across, I want you guys to be aware. So I want you guys to know I'm going to end this video in 2 minutes, but I want everyone to take their time. I want everyone, like I said, for those of you who have been a part of the spiritual community, we're going to welcome everyone else here. You guys are in chosen, okay? That is not the name that I came up with. I'm going to start calling you guys the chosen ones. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that from other people in the world, but the real chosen ones, I'm going to say the real, because there are a lot of people who are saying that they're this and they're that. I'm just going to say the real chosen ones, okay? As the real chosen ones, that means you have special powers, okay? I have special powers. You all have special powers, okay? So I'll put my little lip gloss on. We're going to sit back. We're going to be patient. And you guys, do not stress yourself out. Do not stress yourself. We are not, like, for the rest of this month, we are not going to stress. What are you stressing over? Ask yourself, what am I stressing over? Like, what are you stress? You know what I had to realize, and I'm gonna end this video. Like, if my end goal is to be successful and I get everything I want, I have an ending date, which is called an expiration date, and everything in life has an expiration, including me. We are such in a rush to get to this expiration date, we don't realize that if we don't enjoy the moment, as soon as you get everything, it's not going to last forever. And that's how you really, stay in the spiritual realm and you accept that the physical world is just material items. You don't want to be attached to nothing physical. Because a lot of people, the reason why people suffer, you guys, this is channeled, but the reason why people suffer is because they attach themselves to physical materials. I don't attach myself. I've not, like I said, I'm in the spiritual realm. I'm forever gonna be in the spiritual realm. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. But you don't want to attach yourself to your phone. You don't want to attach yourself to YouTube. You don't want to attach yourself to this water bottle. You don't even want to attach yourself to the wig that you put on your head because it's not yours. This body, it's not me. People are depressed. People feel like they're not satisfied. People are not complete because I need this. That's the problem. You keep attaching yourself. We're spirits. We're free. We're love. Only thing we have is the love from our light, from ourselves and us. When you attach yourself to people, places, and things, that's when in the physical now your emotions, your hormones, and the darkness gets to you because you're not able to see that these are all items. It's not to say that you can't appreciate people, places, and things, but you have to accept that things in your life are temporary. If you can accept that you have the moment and things happen in a moment, you will not be disappointed. Things in life, something I've had to accept, life is going to change. Life changes every single day. It's going to change. Nothing in life stays the same. Nothing in life is going to stay. Nothing in this world has stayed the same, other than us existing. The only thing that's guaranteed to people is death. It's not life. The only thing that's guaranteed to everybody is a physical transition. The year is going to change. The population over time is going to change. You as a person are going to change. The relationships that you have with people are going to change. If you are not changing, that means that you are not growing as a person. And when you're not growing as a person, that's when you feel depressed. That's why you think you have anxiety because you're not changing as a person. We as human beings evolve. That's like the species, the life, the cats. Like cats are domesticated. They've had to learn to become domesticated within the last 20,000 to 60,000 years. If you are not able to accept change in your life, you're going to have a hard time accepting your life and realizing that that's how life works. And it's not in our control to dictate the change because that's not what life is. So that's how I'm gonna end off that video. But I just want you guys to know, like, you be intentional. You have to be intentional. You have to take your time. There's no reason to rush. Like, I am not in any rush to have my whole life figured out because if I have my whole life figured out, that means I'm done living. I did what I needed to do. I'm not gonna be alive. People do not realize it is that simple. Our life and our death is in a uh, invisible line. It's an invisible line that people do not realize. And it takes the actions and our decisions to get there. Like that's what we're going to. A lot of people do not realize that. In life, that's what the reincarnation is for. It's for us to understand a process, a completion. We have due dates, but once again, like I said, this is a lot of people are still in the physical. For those of you all who are in the supernatural, like me, like I said, everyone's going to be at a different space. So, what I'm doing, something that I'm going to say that I am excited about, is that I am learning to break down the information because everyone is learning from a different place. So, tomorrow, and as this month continues, we're just going to be taking notes. The videos that I made in my past, like I said, were for the collective, but now that I know, um, there's beginners, middle, and ends, everyone has to, take their time. So I completely understand what you're saying. So yes. So as long as you guys eventually are, like I said, applying the information, you will be fine. You have nothing to be afraid of. But it is a process. And you have to apply like the only way it's gonna work is if you apply the knowledge. Like, and that's something I'm telling myself too. The only way it's gonna work is if I, apply the knowledge. I feel like we're having a spiritual awakening, well, most of us. Yes, everyone, if not everyone, like you said, I'm just gonna say I agree because everyone consciously is aware, like I said, but everyone subconsciously is not. So for those of you who are aware of your, self, like Bryson said, you know that you are just from how the world is affecting you. So like how the actual physical pandemic, so like your environment has changed, the population has changed, people that you went to school with has changed, you've changed, or if like you said, you know who you are, like me, and you aware that you're a certain age or that you no longer have certain people in your life, like people know what they go through in their life. It's just if people want to be honest about it. So, yes, everyone, I feel like everybody in the world should realize that there's a lot of things happening in the world, but some people are not. Just because I think that doesn't mean people are going to do that. So, one thing I just want to say for you all is don't have that expectation. I stopped having expectations of people when I was 19 years old. Once I've realized that other people are not going to do what I do when I feel, and they're not supposed to, they don't have to. If you can accept that people are going to do what they want to when they feel like it, that's why you have to be mindful of the people you're surrounding yourself with. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a good person. You just want to be a good person to the right people. Like, something that I've learned is not giving my time and energy to everybody just because I'm available or just because I want to be a good person doesn't mean everyone deserves it. And like me personally, it's not to say that I can't give myself. It's just I realize that you all don't deserve it. There are some people who just don't deserve it. And you have that freedom and that privilege to tell people that. And now that I'm at that point to say that respectfully, oh, if you didn't appreciate me, your time is up. That's it. Like, I feel like my energy and perspective change when I'm in a new or different environment. Like, yeah. So, for example, the reason why that's so easy to have that feeling or it's so common is because that's something that's really important. I tell you guys all the time. Your environment, the knowledge that you know, the information that you have is limited or unlimited. So if you only lived in a certain environment and never been anywhere else, when you go to a different environment, automatically you're going to have that feeling of energy because you're not in the same area. And like I said, energy cannot be denied. So if you're only used to a certain form of energy, you're going to experience a different energy when you get to a different place because it's not the same things that you're used to. Like I said, if you live in, for example, San Diego versus LA, like I've been to both places. LA and San Diego are two different, or San Francisco. San Francisco is not LA. LA is more like upscale Hollywood, shopping, Melrose, okay? And then San Francisco is very like chilled, suburban, like those are two different environments. You have all different kinds of people. That's why I tell you guys to travel. You don't have to move outside of your state, but go to a different city in your state. You will see that the people, the places is not what you're used to. And people don't know that if they don't travel. People don't know that if they're not open to one be receiving of conversations or experience. And that's all it is in life. That's why you cannot compare your life to other people because how you live in LA is not the same way somebody lives in San Francisco. And if you try to compare, you're forever going to feel disappointed. That's why it's an illusion. Comparison is an illusion. The most delusional people compare themselves to other people because you can LA, Los Angeles can never be San Francisco. Because if that was the situation, why did they both exist? There would be no reason for them to be two different. That's the same thing with people. There is nobody in the world that is you. So when you look at other people and you start to compare yourself to other people, you take away from you. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Like that's one thing I'm very fortunate that I've been blessed with. I've never had to compare myself to any. First of all, I don't want to be like anybody. Let's make that clear. You all should not want to be like anybody other than yourself. Yeah, so you're able to see a different environment. It's called a cultural shock. And here in America, it's very we have a lot of even though we are ghetto, you guys, we have a lot of culture. You have California, you have Texas, you got New York City, then you have Washington. We have a variety, okay, you guys. So it's good to experience that. And from that, you're just able to learn. But don't just so for example, what I could just suggest and advise is perspective. It's about your perspective. And the more you experience, the more you travel. Not saying that you have to experience and travel in life because that's not the only way you learn perspective, but just interpreting that. So if you, for example, let's just say you haven't left and you haven't traveled, but you would like to realize that where you are and where it is in another part of the world is different. If you can accept that, you can realize that anything that you want to do in life is a choice. It's up to you. Now, of course, once again, this is why you don't compare yourself because when people compare themselves to people that have, that's like being privileged. If you're less fortunate and you compare yourself to somebody like the Kardashians, you're always going to feel that sense of jealousy. You're always going to feel that hatred. And the only person who's being bothered is you because you don't have what these people have. These people are living the life that you want and you're watching them. How does that help you? That's why I tell people like that's another reason why my page is private because people do not understand. Like people try to look or compare themselves. I'm the worst, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm the wrong person you want to compare your life to. Why? Because I just told you. You see how comfortable and confident I just said that humbly, respectfully, and I mean that wholeheartedly. And you're gonna take that however you need to because you shouldn't want to compare your life to mine. And I never, like I said, you never want to compare your life to nobody. Nobody is you. Why on earth would you want to compare your life to somebody else? Because you think that they have everything figured out. People do not understand. People, like a lot of people look at me and they think that my life is, you don't know what the hell and what the fuck I be having to go through every single day just to get up. And that's the same thing with you. When you learn to accept who you are, you're not going to look at other people. There is no such thing as competition. You cannot be in competition with everybody if you're only in anybody. And that's why, like, when people be jealous, they're hurting themselves. If somebody likes you and they try to make you jealous, that's not the person for you. Somebody who likes you is going to appreciate you and understand that nobody else is you. And that's something like that takes time. Like, don't be jealous of other people. Being jealous of other people is not going to help you. It's gonna hurt your feelings. It's gonna bother you because you're gonna become to the point where you're so obsessed that all that energy that you're putting on to everybody else, you're taking away from you. That's how the enemy comes and steals and traps people. That's why people are mentally encaged with themselves. That's how the devil, or people like to say, for those of Christians and stuff, or biblical, that's how people get trapped. That's why people are psychotic or they feel the way they do in their minds because you letting energies that you can't even feel or see get to you. And you have to ask yourself, if you are of light, if you're love and you're healed, what is there to be jealous of? What is there to be jealous of? If like something I had to realize, and I'm saying this with love as a lady, I don't need to be jealous of another woman. And The guy the man that's for me, he's not gonna make me feel jealous of another woman because he knows that he's for me. I'm like the people that are for you, they're not gonna put you in a position to where you have to compete with them. If you gotta be around people and they gotta compete with you, me personally, I would just suggest and advise not to hang out with them. Like, don't hang around me if you feel like you're in competition because you're gonna lose. You already, if you have a thought that you are better than or you have to compete with me, I already won. And not me necessarily, but that's people don't realize that you give your power away to people when you're jealous of them. Like, trust me, you guys. There are a lot of people who have given me their power. They don't know that. And I'm telling you guys this because like I said, I don't care. I think it's very embarrassing. I'm saying this with love, but you give people power when you let them know you're intimidated by them. Every day, a lot of people give me their power every single day. And I don't have to do nothing but smile. I could just smile and somebody feels like, "Oh my gosh, I don't give a fuck about you." Like I said, you guys, I am the divine feminine. I am here for the world, for those who choose to. So with that being said, don't give away your power. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Nobody is you. That's why you get to be great. The more you get to accept that there's only one Bryson Jackson, there's only one Ty Guidance, and nobody else gets to be you the way that you are because you have powers that you don't even know. Like I have powers, I mean, we all have powers that we may not even know that we're naturally gifted with. But we're not gonna know because we're so worried about what other people think because we don't know who we are. That's the only reason why people are worried about other people because they don't know who they are. Like something I had to realize the people that I used to surround myself with in the past, because I was in the past too, wasn't sure of themselves. Now that I'm sure of myself, there are certain things that I do not say or do. And that's the same thing with you all. Like when you become secure of yourself, you don't need to question your worth. You don't need to worry about what other people are doing because you're aware of yourself. You know who you are. Like me, I know who I am. I've always known who I am. It's just the fact that how I choose to act on it. And it's a choice. It was a choice. Like let me tell you something. It was a choice, okay? Now, when people don't know you or people think they're better than you, they gonna feel some type of way. And me personally, in my DeAndre voice, I'm a part of the elite. I don't care about how anybody feels, and I don't care about how anybody's about to act towards me because it's just gonna let me know how they felt towards me. And if you was for me, you'll be for me. If you're not for me, like I said, the truth, you don't have to speak on it. Everything is gonna happen how it needs to be. Everything in the world is going to reveal itself when it needs to and how it needs to because it's not the physical world we live in. But a lot of people are in the physical world. They, like I said, they attach themselves to people, places, and things. They don't realize that. Don't allow your spirit to be fooled. You got to know who you are. This is not a joke, you guys. This world that we live in is very dark, to be honest. That's why the sun exists. If it wasn't for the sun existing, the world would not exist without the sun. And as black people, we need the sun to survive. All kinds of people need the sun, but that's what the melanin is for, okay? That's why our skin, you see, you gotta drink some water, okay? We gotta take care of ourselves. All kinds of people, okay? But you need the sun to survive. And that's the light. So that being said, make sure you guys are drinking your water. You guys stay tuned. I'm excited. I'm ready. Because it was a choice. It was a choice. It was a choice. Okay, you guys? It's a choice to show up for yourself. It's a choice to believe in yourself. If people don't want to believe in you, they don't have to. They don't have to. Because if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, then you believe in yourself. Then that's how you want to live your life. I believe in myself regardless of how anyone feels towards me. And that's the same thing for my subscribers. So I'm letting y'all know now. You want to believe in yourself, you have to believe it. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna believe in yourself. And I'm only here for the people who want to choose to believe in yourself. Now, of course, it's an option. Of course, it is, up to people to feel the way they do. If people genuinely want to heal themselves, they will. If you're offended, that's a choice. Something I've realized and something I seen not too long ago, Carlos Miller from the 85 Social, like he said, if you can't disagree with people and get to the point and accept people's differences, you're gonna have a hard time having any form of relationship. And that's important. If you cannot understand people's differences and accept that people are different and get past it, you're not going to get anywhere in life. And I'm gonna tell you that from experience. Rather you want to sit here and listen to it or something has to happen to you. And that's the thing. It should not take traumatic situations in people's lives to realize that things are for them and things are not. And that's something I had to learn from my past. Like, why suffer when life is already like chaotic? Like, why are you stressing yourself out? If you are doing the best that you can, if you showed up to work and you left to work on time and there's an accident and now you're late, why would you sit here and hyperventilate and cause yourself to self-sabotage? Like, if you didn't get a job and you did the best that you could in an interview, why would you beat yourself up? If you were meant to have that job, you would have that job. It's a reason why you didn't get the job. It's a reason why you didn't pass on the first time. If you were supposed to pass on the first time, you would pass on the first time. If you were meant to, and that's the same thing for me. Like, if I'm supposed to have, and it's a reason why, like for me at least, and I'm really gonna end this video because it's been a little bit longer. But something I have to realize the reason why I didn't have the things I have is because I wasn't prepared. I didn't deserve it, and I wasn't ready. Just because you want something to happen to you doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Because that's what a lot of people get disappointed with. Things that are meant for you are always gonna be there. So if it's not happening, that means you're not doing what it needs to be, and it's okay to accept that. A lot of people don't want to be honest about where they are and who they are. If you can't, like I said, if you can't be honest with yourself, you don't believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how are you supposed to get to where you need to be? How are you supposed to make things happen if you don't even believe it? And once again, that takes a lot of time. That's why we gotta learn to be patient. We gotta be patient. We gotta be intentional. We have to create the directions. How are you going somewhere and you don't know where you're going? And it's okay, you guys, because I too was very stubborn. Like I said, I too used to be very prideful. I too used to have an ego. I too used to, feel that way. But I realized that's not going to work for me. And it didn't work for me. And what's working for me is working for me now. So I love you all. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram and Twitter. Tomorrow is a new day. We are getting back to the daily upload. So I just want you guys to know that. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram and Twitter. That is going to be taken off of private. But I'm letting everyone know that the security guard's name is Block. Okay. And if you need to, you would join the party. So everyone gets one chance. Okay. Everyone gets one chance. And the reason why everyone gets one chance is because everyone gets one choice. People are aware of what they say and do, especially if you are of certain age and of self. Now, of course, I don't just sit here and blame people or realizing that, people can make mistakes and people learn, but that's why you get one chance because a mistake is made unintentionally. Once you learn that something is a mistake, it is now a choice. So just be mindful of that. I am choosing me, which means I'm choosing the people who watch and who interact. If you are genuine and you want to have these privileges because it is a choice, that's the same thing for me. I have to be mindful of what I say and what I do because it's a privilege in order for me to have a YouTube. It's a privilege in order for me to be on TikTok. It's a privilege for me to have Instagram and vice versa. It's like saying it's like saying that it's like that saying it's not your timing and God's most timing. So yeah, so me personally, when it comes to the divine, when it comes to God specifically, as this year goes on, we could talk about that. I do believe in a higher being. I do not believe in Jesus, though. I'm going to say that now. I do not believe in Jesus. I do not worship Jesus Christ. So I'm just going to say that. But yes, for those of you who believe, and that's not to knock anybody's beliefs, everyone's entitled to their opinions. But yes, for those who believe in divines and gods and stuff, for those of you who know, it's not on our time because if you didn't ask to be born and you're a human being, why do you think or how do you think you're going to live your life? Life is not about you. The body that you're in is not yours. Your name is just a title. So But a lot of people, if you choose to believe, know that already. And those of you who know. And those of you who don't. If you don't know, it's a choice. Because just because, for example, I don't worship Jesus Christ in the Bible, in the Christian Bible specifically, that Jesus wrote, that has been narrative, it's an option. A lot of people, like I said, don't know, about stuff like that, but it's an option for those of you who believe. Because at the end of the day, everyone's God and everyone what they choose to believe is for them. It's not my job to tell you all what to do or what to think. But if you know, like this world that we live in is not ours. It's a lot bigger than what we think it is. And we're just human beings. We're not the frogs. We're not the clouds. We're not the trees. And everything in life is alive, including us. So it's up to people to realize that if you know, then you know that when you do things, you're not supposed to do things for yourself, anyways, because life is not about you. But for those of you who don't believe or don't know that there is a higher being or that source could be real, that's for people to experience. Everyone's experience is going to be based off of them. So it's up to you all. I don't force my beliefs and tell people, but I am just going to let y'all know that there is. And the only reason why I'm confirming that is because I exist. I'm here equally just on this earth, unfortunately, with everyone else. And I'm saying unfortunately because in the physical, like I said, I like to be in the spiritual realm 99% of the times. I don't like being in the physical just because, like I said, human beings, people, you guys are interesting group of people. But for those who know. And with that being said, I love all of you guys though. I do. I am going to end this live. I'm excited for the rest of this month because, yeah, it's about time. Like I said, I just want everyone to know I'm the magician. I've been the magician. If you don't know, now you know. And if you don't know, you will know. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And with that being said, let me just send this message. If you don't know, you're going to know. Like, people don't understand that. People don't just say things for no reason. A lot of people don't listen. A lot of people don't like to listen. And that's what it is. That's why it goes over everyone's head. When people tell you stuff, I just want to suggest and advise to listen. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. But when somebody is talking to you, just listen to them. That's all I'm going to say. When people talk to you, listen. And if you could listen without responding, if you could listen without putting your emotions, and if you listen without judgment, chef kiss, you will be able to understand why people say and do the things that they do. But it's a choice. It's a choice, you guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at high_guidance. Tomorrow is a new day in 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Tomorrow, I am going to announce that it starts back on our daily uploads. So, with that being said, I want everyone to take their time, live their best lives. Really quickly, let me make this thumbnail. Let me make this thumbnail right now. So, therefore, when I end off this video, I don't have to, what's it called? Make it. But I hope everyone's excited because something that I realized is nothing else to talk about. I want everyone to know, like, you've been warned. Okay, you guys? Warning. That's why I should have labeled this video warning. I want everyone to be warned. I'm trying to find the filter, you guys. I cannot find it. I cannot. You guys, I cannot find it. I may just have to use something else. Okay, here it is. And that's another thing too, you guys. Hopefully this lighting doesn't look too bad. Like the camera. In due time, I know for a fact I'm going to be investing into better quality, like the actual lighting. I don't think it's the lighting. I think it's the camera effect. So for example, some people will say that you need like a specific camera or you need specific lighting. I'm not going to deny that and say that it's not necessarily true because I feel like when you're doing something, of course, the quality is going to be effective, but it also depends on like your focus. So, for example, like not only do I want my videos to be informative and entertaining, like if background, like the quality and the lighting is something I'm focusing on, that's something I do suggest and advise investing to. And me being aware of that is something that I know that I need to invest into if I want to, like I said, continue to grow the audience. So I'm just gonna do this really quickly. And I set a timer. I use my phone, like I said. I use what I have, okay, because I'm not in the position to do that, but just for future reference, as you grow, like I said, things if you're moving life, if you're moving forward in life, nothing is gonna stay the same. So when you are able to accept growth, you want to go ahead and do that. So really quickly, let me just do that. I'm trying to figure out set the timer. So three, two, one. Okay. So I just did that. Take the picture. And we're gonna end off this video. But I just want everyone to know I made this in this warning video. If you don't want to be blocked, like your parents tell you, and if your parents didn't tell you, if you don't have nothing nice to say, I'm not the one you want to say it to because I'm not you. So just keep that in mind and keep that in mind with everyone. If you don't have nothing nice to say to other people, don't say it because if they say something to you that you don't like or you're not prepared for, you're going to be stuck. You will be stuck. So if you're not prepared for certain things, if you're not sure of something, don't even put yourself in this situation. And that's for your concern and as well as the other person because once again when you really care about yourself, when you trust yourself, you're not going to put yourself in everyone's face. You're not going to sit here and do certain things that you know you're not supposed to be doing because it affects you. Mhm. And you guys, I'm working on these thumbnails. I'm trying to figure out what I could put. I'm trying to see. But you guys, like I said, I'm internally screaming right now. Shout out to Patti LaBelle. You guys know the song "If Only You Knew" by Patti LaBelle. That's how I feel right now. That is how I feel. And for the people in the chat, I see you guys. I'm almost done. You're like, how do you know? Because I feel and see everybody's energy. Okay. Okay, you guys. When you're a magician, you could do that. Okay. And for all of you here, for those of you who are learning, I'm teaching you guys how to embrace your powers because everybody on the earth has powers, okay? So if you are ready to heal, I just want you guys to know that we are raising our powers and we're going to raise our frequency. And you all that are here that are aligned with your girl are extremely gifted because I, too, with you all, are chosen. We are not for the weak. We are very gifted people, and we're going to use our powers for the greater good. So know your intentions. If you do not have intentions of using your powers for the greater good, I'm gonna let you know now that the physical world and the spiritual world are two different things. What you do in the physical, I want you to know now, spirit sees everything. You should try doing a live stream, but in ASMR, that would be interesting. So what do you like? What is ASMR? Like I've heard of that, but do you mind telling me what that is? I don't really like what is I've heard of ASMR. That's when they whisper, right? Hmm. What is I should probably look that up. What does ASMR mean? Let's see. ASMR. It's relaxing, anonymous, sensory, relaxing. It's like a whispering or speaking in a soft term. Oh, you think so? All right, so Bryson, I'm gonna take your idea. I'm gonna write it down, and I'm gonna try it. And if it works, you get all the credit. And that's one thing about me, you guys. I give credit when it's due. And Bryson Jackson, he's already one of the few people that will be receiving his credit once it's due because in due time, everybody has a due date. Okay? So we're gonna write this down. ASMR. I found this side of YouTube during the pandemic. And it's very interesting. Yeah, so I've heard of it. I wasn't sure of what it was. Excuse me, because I know people, like you said, do like different kinds of it. So it is something, and if it doesn't work, at least you try something new. Yeah, of course. So that's why you see I'm very open to taking suggestions because, like you said, I can try it. If it works for me, it works. If it doesn't, it's something that I experience. It's not a good or it's not a bad situation. That's why I tell you guys to experience and to try things and to listen and to be open to receive information. Because if I wasn't open minded enough, I wouldn't have listened to your suggestion or even, considered it. Like me personally, when people give me information, I don't attach my emotions to it. So Bryson Jackson suggesting advising information is just a suggestion because at the end of the day, I can take what he said to me or I could choose not to apply it. At the end of the day, it works, it works. If it doesn't, life is not going to stop just because I did something or I didn't do something. So when it comes to relationships, be mindful of that. And you see how he said, if not, we tried something. That's what I want you all to do. So I want to, like I said, always give a big shout out to Bryson Jackson and say thank you. Thank you very much. You are very appreciated. For I am very appreciative of you. But I think I said it right. You are very appreciated. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. Thank you very much. Very grateful and very appreciative. And see how that works, you guys? You need other people. And not just that, like how I just said, if it works, I feel like that's a good idea. That's something I could take consideration. Not only does it benefit me, it benefits Bryson Jackson. You see how that works? And I know you're thinking, how is it gonna? It's gonna benefit Bryson Jackson because he was brilliant enough and a genius to have this idea. And that's called a creation. So if he came up with the idea, that means he's an inventor. And that means he, just like me and you all, have these magical powers to create and invent things in our lives. And if we could do things with that, imagine when you apply what it is that you need for yourself. That's how you become the alchemist. They don't want people to know that though. But me, because I am not those bad people or those spirits, I don't have those intentions. I don't have nothing to worry about. That's why I tell you guys to tell the truth. Be truthful to yourself because you will tell on yourself. Your spirit will tell on yourself. Spirit will tell on the energy, will tell on yourself in the physical world. Like I said, you may not be able to see, but in the spiritual world, spirit sees everything. So make sure you guys are being honest with yourself because people who are aware, like myself, we pay attention. So be careful and just be mindful of your intentions. If not, people are going to notice that. But I feel like that's a great idea. Um, I just probably need to like look into it and see. I just looked it up, like what it meant. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I've heard people say ASMR all the time. You guys, it says autonomous sensory response. So just whispering and talking very calmly and see. And they have a lot of different ways that you can do ASMR. So you can do ASMR for eating. I know people do it for like reviews. I personally just have to work on my speaking, you guys. Like I need to work on my public speaking. Like I need to see a speech therapist probably or and that's because like my breathing, like that's really important. Like when you breathe, when you speak, all of that is aligned and all of that is connected. Speaking, breathing, it's all aligned and it's all connected. So my bad, you guys. I'm just trying to fix this wig and all of that. But I will definitely try the ASMR because it was suggested and see how that works. And that was, like I said, shout out to Bryson Jackson. It was a good idea. And there's nothing wrong. Like, I want you guys to know, like, there's nothing wrong with having ideas. Nothing is stupid or dumb unless you don't ask it. Like, it's never a bad idea. Like, things don't always need validation. So, even if I am just posting something, I don't need to have results. Like, something I've had to realize, and this is another reason why I've learned to just take my page off private. People are going to do what they do. People are going to watch you because they're nosy. People are going to watch you because they're inspired. Me specifically, nobody hates me. Everybody loves me. So people are watching me because they love me. Okay. I'm aware of that. Nobody's in competition with me. Everyone loves me. Everyone loves me so much that I'm their attention, that they give me their power. With that being said, that's the same thing with yourself. And you just have to know that. Like, when I take my page off private, I'm aware that other people, have energies and have insecurities. Once again, I personally, this is why I tell you guys, me specifically, not everyone in the world is aware of that. Some people aren't aware of that, and some people are. I personally, because I be chilling like a villain, because that's who I was and been, I take my time with that. And I want you all to take your time with that. So we're going to continue to be patient. We're going to continue to accept that decisions and choices are just decisions and choices. If things work for us, they work for us. If they don't, they don't. Okay. We don't let people place in things that are not for us affect us because at the end of the day, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's okay. Like me, I don't want to be for everybody. And I don't just allow myself. That's why I tell you guys, like, know your intentions. If you don't have intentions of being truthful to yourself, it's gonna show. And you guys, I'm gonna get to where I need to be because it's a choice. It's been a choice. And for my genuine subscribers, we're gonna get to where we need to be because it's a choice. It's been a choice. Now, some of you all are not aware of those choices, and I am, and I've decided that it's June and that I personally, like I said, because I'm aware of this supernatural world, I'm getting tired of the BS. I'm tired of the physical, okay? But because I too am just one spirit and not the spirit, if you know, you know, I can only do so much. So for the chosen ones, for us who are healing ourselves in this period, that's what we're gonna do. If you're not healing yourself, you're just here. Like I said, nobody hates me. I already know that people are gonna watch just because they're fascinated. People are gonna watch because they're intimidated. People are gonna watch because they actually want to heal. Wherever you choose to fall, that's for you. And I just want you all to know that if you don't like something or somebody, you need to work on yourself because the energy that you think that you're sending to that person is only going to attack you more. So, like me, because I am a divine feminine, surprise! Ha ha! Yes, me! Ha ha ha! Yep, me. Because I'm a DF, I know that. So, for all of you who are trying to get in tune with your DF, please prepare yourself. Please prepare yourself. And for all the DFs, we're going to be humble. I'm trying my best to look at the camera right now because I see that there's, like I said, it's the main screen and it's the camera. I have no problem being like direct. When I speak at people, like how I'm looking right now, I'm gonna look you in your eyes. So right now, it looks like I'm looking at the camera, but at the same time, it probably looks like I'm looking down. I can't see. That's the only reason why I can't. It's hard for me to look at both. Your eyes, they say a lot about you. People that are intuitive, like divine feminines, that's why we have menstrual cycles. Shout out to all the women, okay? That's why we have menstrual cycles. We're very powerful people, okay? And it has nothing to do with power as in ego, but power as in source. We give life. So don't try to manipulate people's energy who have the real power to access or deny that. So be intentional, you guys. I want you guys to know for this month and this year, you need to be aligning yourself. If you do not like someone and you're not able to confront that person, you need to take it amongst yourself. Because if not, what's going to happen is the energy is going to reveal itself. So, for example, every single person in my life who really did not have genuine intentions for me, they're no longer in my life. They watch and they keep up. And to me, it's unfortunate because it's like, just like everyone else, they exist and I exist. They could have the same energy, but like I said in this video, when you give people power and attention instead of taking that for yourself, you're giving it to the people you don't like. That's why I tell you guys what you focus on is what you grow. So if you're not trying to heal yourself and you think you're going to send people energy, it's only going to backfire on you. And being a divine feminine, telling you all this information, you don't want to do it to the people who are telling you. So this is also a warning video because as time reveals itself, time is going to reveal itself. And everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen how it needs to be. So are we ready, you guys? Are we prepared? Are we ready? Are we really ready? Because when it comes to the truth, you don't have to tell it. It's just going to happen. When you're lying, when you're stealing, when you're not being honest, when you're not being true to yourself, that's when everything is going to unfold. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. I want you to keep in mind of what you're watching, who you're listening to, and how you feel about yourself. People do not realize there's some, like I said, me personally, and I'm saying this not just to say this, I say things very specifically, very repetitively, specifically and repetitively, but until it clicks, I'm gonna keep saying it. And I know that about people. Once again, you guys, I've already stated, and I want everyone to know so it's no confusion. Like the things that I do are on purpose. I want everyone to know. I want you all to know so it's no confusion. So when things happen or as things are revealing itself, there is no confusion. We don't need to be confused. Anyone who is supporting me is supporting themselves. There is no confusion on this channel. If you want to be confused, this is the wrong channel and you will be blocked. If I have to take uh this paid off private to protect the people because there are real people who are going through real things, who are fighting real demons or real battles, that's what I would do. I don't care who you are because this is not the place. And because this is not the place, and because the divine feminines are stepping up and the energy is here, and I personally don't have the patience no more to sit here and kiki and crackle crackle and bibbity bobbity boo jokes on you, red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish. Time is here. The time is here, and the time is now. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Be mindful of what you're about to be watching. Be mindful of who you're entertaining. Be mindful. Be mindful. Be mindful. Be mindful. You've been warned. Because it's not a joke, you guys. Like, I'm not saying that I thought it was a joke, but it's been serious. Like the pandemic is honestly the pandemic. I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad that people are awakening that they are, because some of you all needed to wake up, because it's unfortunate that it's a lot of people who are so lost and so hurt and so broken that they choose not to do better. Now, because it's being revealed to people, you have no choice. And it's exposing people. And me, one thing about me, you guys, because I have this intention and this been the intention, I have no problem. I'm all about exposure. I'm for it. Team with it, because you can't serve two masters in life. You either going to do the right thing or you're not. You're going to be patient or you're going to be impatient. You're going to be balanced. You're going to be balanced. You're going to be afraid and be scared, or you're going to do it and you're not going to be afraid. You don't get to pick and choose. And that's something I've had to realize. Like, I don't get to pick back and forth between the physical and spiritual. And that's how the world works, because we don't live for us. If people really, like I said, really process, really took some time, life is not about you. If you didn't actually be born in the physical world, you don't even know who you are, why you're here. Why do you think life is going to be about you? Why do you think things are going to happen when you want them to? And then for the people who are really lost and don't understand that there is a source and that this is not a physical world, this is why a lot of people are like, oh, when it comes to like specific like religion or there being a higher being, that's why people are atheists and people question, because you can't see the wind, but the wind is there. In the relationship that you have with the higher being is not something that people can like individually, like some people, yes, can tell you. Hint, hint. Some people, hint, hint. Everyone, no. That's why you have to use your discernment. There are going to be some people, hint, hint. Some people, hint, hint, who try to tell you and try to help you, but it's up for you all to get the information. It's because what a lot of people fail to realize, if you want to know somebody's telling the truth or not, listen to how what they're saying, how it makes you feel. That's another way to know. If somebody's saying something and it resonates with you and it makes you feel good, it's for a reason. If somebody's saying something to you and it makes you feel negative or uncomfortable, it's for a reason. How you feel in that situation, that's up to you. So if somebody says something to you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's for a reason. It's a reason why you're uncomfortable right now, because it's either the truth and you're a liar, and you're not who you say you are, or it's a lie and you're telling the truth and that person's a liar. There's no in between. You either tell the truth or you don't. It is very much that simple. And once people learn to do that with themselves, they will have that understanding. So until next time, you guys, I did not think this video was going to be this long. Am I going to post it? Should I post this? Yeah, I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it. But I'm going to see you guys until next time. Bye.